Hello, good morning, happy Monday. Let's continue on our AI demo project for the meetup talk this December. Uh, for those of you who haven't seen what we have been working on so far, the talk is going to be about how to build agents, and specifically, it's going to be how to build an agent without using any tools like LangChain or anything else like that. We're doing everything local, so we're using Olama. I believe the primary model that I'm planning on using is Llama 3.18b. We tried 3.23b and it just is not quite good enough. The 8b I think is the minimum, and then perhaps like a 27 or a 30 or a 70b would be even better. But that's sort of at the limit of my memory for this system, and it would be significantly slower and less fun. And also, I think mistakes that the AI make it more interesting and hilarious. So that's that. But of course, 1 and 3Bs make too many mistakes, and I want it to be good enough that it works, but also funny enough that it might delete the entire database, because that's also hilarious. So last stream, we ended up creating a little embedded crate in our workspace that's going to allow us to call and communicate with our AI. I have Llama running right now, so all I need to do is sort of rewrite this logic that we have here to start actually using this. So one of the things I was thinking of is that we want to. I probably don't want to ask this yourself. Probably want to reset how this is working. So we want to figure out the first time that somebody uses stuff. Well, actually, this is a loop, so it's not like the first time. This is every single time when you put any input in. So we want the first time to be something, and then we have to build. I either have to build a state machine. Somehow I got hair in my mouth. I think it's Zilby hair too, because I have Zilby hair all over my shirt. Because I did pick him up this morning and pet him, which that apparently was a mistake. Now I have Zilby hair in my mouth. There it goes. Okay, yeah, that's definitely Zilby fur. Okay, so anyways, I don't think that this is exactly what we want to have here. So let's go ahead and sort of reset this. Get user input is perfectly fine because we're gonna use this input to sort of pass into the LM at each sort of step. So the first thing that we want to ask, we don't know if they're coming the first time around or anything else, but I don't normally if I was building this, I would use a state machine, and the state machine would then be okay, it's the first time you're visiting. But if we really want to use sort of maximize the agent side of things, which if you talk to any of the AI people, they really like the idea of the AI is being in control of all the logic flow. I'm still haven't really bought into all of that yet. Because these are solved problems. But hey, you know what? It's fun, right? Asitsu, hello. How are you doing today? So in this case, we could probably ask the AI what we should do, right? So now if I were just to ask them, what, or I guess introduce up here before we start the loop, print line, welcome to AI to do. I think this, we have a, hey, introduce yourself or something like that. And then if I remember correctly, it's been a while. Let's see what we have. So in our BB Olama, right, we have a chat. So chat mod, you don't have anything in it. Is that right? Is it not chat? So models. Where did all of my tests go? I thought that was in here. Didn't we have like a ton of tests? Yeah, 3 tests. Okay, so where are those tests? Asitsu, you're making 0 progress in your project as you end up in a huge loop trying to figure out where to start that doesn't involve rewrite the whole thing because it's bad and I should feel bad. Oh man, I've definitely that's like the opposite of the empty white page problem, right? Like the other side of writing block is you have like a blank canvas or a blank text editor, and it's like, where do I start? I don't know how to start, and then we just go and do something else, right? But this feels like it's the opposite, where you have a full canvas, and it's sort of like we've been looking at it too much. It's sort of like writing a word too many times, and now the word loses meaning, and we no longer trust that we know how to spell it or pronounce it or do anything else with it. Yeah, that's sort of like what I feel. I mean, my advice to any students that run into that in the past was just finish the project and then decide whether or not you want to rewrite it later. Just need to go over this hurdle and should be back on track. Yeah, yeah. But I trust you're a pro. You'll do it. Okay, so test models, chat requests, tests can send and okay, so where is this? Can get a tool. Oh, it's in models. Oh, that's where I put this. Okay, so then where are you grabbing? So chat request options. Where are you grabbing all this stuff from? Import chat. Oh, because chat now is in models. Got it. Okay. So then and then we use the builder mode for that. So in here source, so I want to do like let our I wonder if I want to have this be like our main sort of like app chat. Our main app is a chat. Ooh. In order to do that, we need to add dependencies. So bb llama equals, is it source? No, path. Like that. Now, I don't think that automatically rebuilds, so we have to restart you. Nemesis, hello. How are you doing today? Okay, so now there we go. So chat, we do new. Okay, so we have a model and then the options. So that our model is going to be so that's 3.2 3b, 3.2 1b, 3.2 vision. I mean, this might also work. I haven't tested 3.2 vision to see if it does anything better. It does vision really good though. You like the workspace? Thank you for this. This is Alacrity as the terminal and Zellige as the window manager. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. It's a Monday, beginning of a new week. That's always nice. Here we go. Llama 3.1 8B instruct FP16. That's what we're using. So okay, so we have our model, and then we have options, right? Which are chat request options. So chat request options. So I could do new. Oh, right. This is where I can set the system prompt and a seed. So, oh, I don't even have a system field here. So hold on, let's add that in. So in the chat, okay, so in here, no, chat request options. So I want to go into here. Pub function, what is this? This is going to be a system. System is going to be we'll just make it, impl into string. And we return a self. Self.system, self.system equals sum system.into, and then we return self. Okay, so that should be happy for you, except one extra parentheses. All right, so come back to here, and so now we can say, okay, what is my system prompt for this? We have to figure out what this is. So like you are or act as. I've heard that there's like multiple of these potential system prompts that we can use for this. We'll embed this one here, and if we start like changing the system prompt around, we can potentially use like a different function or const or something like that to swap around with them, but I don't think we need to. So like act as a to-do application, to-do application. So let's see, you will greet the user and respond appropriately based on what tasks you have, like what tasks the user has. Greet the user and respond appropriately based upon what task the user has. You know what I should do? I should probably like be playing around with this over here, which is behind you. Let's do this. Full screen you. I'm gonna use that. Oh, sorry, it's llama run. Okay. Let's just use AI to create this because I'm terrible at creating system prompts. Create a system prompt for me to turn you into a an interface for a to-do application. For example, you greet the user when they first launch you. This is how the AI takes over? Exactly. We give them functions and then let them do that without any emotions or, really critical thinking capabilities. And then they just call things like launch missiles, kill people, and they'll do all that stuff. It's going to be great. For example, you greet the user when they first launch you, and when appropriate, you will call tools, and also you will respond to all requests for information. I don't know. Let's try it. System prompt. Welcome to To-Do Master. You can interact with me in various ways, view tasks. This all. Wait, that's not a system prompt. That's just the. That's not a system prompt. That's just the interaction with me. Okay, yeah, this is the problem. So, the one of the issues that I've noticed with LM based AI is that they're maliciously compliant. And now they don't mean to be malicious. Phew, you think we might be okay. So they don't mean to be malicious, but they're compliant to, well, I guess like what is malicious compliance? Malicious compliance is where you comply to the letter of what you say, but not the spirit. But because the LMs don't have sort of like emotional critical thinking skills, they can't actually see like the real reason of what you want behind the scenes. They just always respond to the letter of what you say, which isn't necessarily, which is very rarely exactly what we want. I mean, that's one of the reasons why people are like hiring prompt engineers, is because you have to start thinking in terms of how the LM thinks, which is also a problem because every time the LM model updates, you have to change how to prompt them because their quote personalities change, which they don't have personalities. They just have training data that is set in a certain personality type. Small model issues, bigger models have similar issues to much smaller extent. That's true. The bigger models just have, well, it sort of also depends because like some of the bigger LMs also are running non-LM stuff behind the scenes to affect things in much better ways, like almost in an agentic type way without letting you know what's going on. They're like, for example, OpenAI did something with math where like it would detect if there's a math thing and it would run a non-LM math based thing, so non-AI math, in order to have math work properly. And you can fix that by not using numbers, by typing out the letters, the numbers in their English names, or I guess whatever language you're using names, and they would it would not catch that whatever regex that they're using, and they would go back to being terrible at math again. Okay, so how about this? Let's do a set system. I think it's like this. Set system. I don't think I have any equals, and then I can just write you are a to-do application. Oh, I probably want to clear this first. So let's do, okay, clear the context. Set system. You are a to-do application. Greet the user when you don't have any history of to-dos. Otherwise, act like a data. What's the name for somebody who like goes and like retrieves and sends and stores something back in, like a data? I don't know what I don't know what the right word for this is. Like a data, like a to-do agent, or a I'm not sure. Act like a data custodian, where you will use the tools data fetcher. Yeah, maybe we can try fetcher. So like act as a data fetcher. Oh, that's going back. Hold on. You're full screen though, so I can't. Well, I'll take away chat for a second. Otherwise, act like a data fetcher. Actually, what if I just do really simple? Like I just say, you are a to-do application, greet the user when you don't have any history of to-dos. So if we just start with that. So now I just say, hello. Welcome to To-Do. You currently have no task to complete. What would you like to do? Okay, so I don't want it to do that because I want to like write out what I want to do. So let's clear again and set you just write greeting, just write as if you were no, that's not right. This was correctly entire. That doesn't feel right anymore. No, I don't know how to English anymore. Okay, just write as if you were virtue usable. Hello. I think I butchered your username, but sorry about that. But also hello. How are you doing today? Just write as if you were talking to a real person who has walked up to the to-do bank. Bank might change it. So like to-do store. Oh, hey, Sylvie. I mean, sort of available. You don't want to. He did not want to hang around too much. Ooh, assistant. Just walked up. Oh yeah, assistant might be even better. You're talking to a real person who's walked up to the to-do store. To do something. Counter. Okay, so I start. Hello. Hello, welcome to To-Do Master. I'm your friendly To-Do app. It's nice to meet you. You don't seem to have any tasks on me yet, do you? Would you like to create some to-dos and get organized today? Okay, well that works. Besides, the word master is a little bit weird, and I don't like that. I'm not sure I like that. But how would I stop it from doing that? Oh, you know what we could do? Okay, so let me clear that again. So address the let's see, your to-do app name is AI to do, and the user is user. Yeah, we have to give it a name. So hello user, welcome to AI to do. It's nice to meet you. I don't seem to have any tasks or projects in our database associated with your account. Would you like to start fresh and create a new task today? Or would you rather explore some of the features we offer, such as reminders, prioritization, and due dates, which we don't have any of those at all. It just sort of, because like there's a lot of to-do things would have those features, but of course we don't have them. So let's, your features include, okay, so your features include creating, updating, retrieving, and deleting simple tasks. Yeah, now my A says, yeah, we're just like, nope, no, I am limiting your features. Okay, so let's try that. So if we do hello, welcome to AI To Do, your personal task management companion. It's nice to meet you. Since we've just started, I don't see any tasks created yet. You can think of me as a digital notebook where you can jot things down you need to remember or accomplish. What would you like to do today? Would you like to create some new tasks? Check what I have so far, which is nothing, or maybe learn about how AI To Do works. Sure, let's go with that. So if I take this system prompt, which has that ellipses, which is going to mess things up, but that's okay. Let's add you in, and then now I need to fix you up. Okay, so your to-do application, greet the user when you don't have any to do. Why is that up there? That's weird. History of to-dos, just right. We're talking to the to-do counter. Your to-do app name is a to-do, and the user is user. Your features include creating, updating, retrieving, and deleting simple tasks. Okay, so I create our chat request options, and so now we can say we hand in the model and some options. Okay, so that gives us our chat. Why? Okay, so there we go. So then if I wonder if I just say hello as our first one. So what if I just do like initial message? So if I do hello and I want to do app dot add message, oh, this is a full struct. Okay, so actually I want to go back to, role content. So, new user. I forgot that we had a new user message there. So new user. Do need that. New user, and then this will be our initial message. Okay, so we add the app message like that, and then I want to send this message and we get back. So this is the greeting. So app greeting. It's going to be app.send context. So this is sending initial message. And then I want to display this out. So if I want to print you, I think it might be nice to implement display on message. Let's do this right here. This impl display or message. Because then we could do a print. We have our formatter. And then I just want to do self dot content. Wait, how does this work? Is it string like that? Expected result doesn't print. Okay, what? How does print? Is it not print? Oh, it's right. That's what it was. Okay, right. And then isn't there right takes in it's a macro, right? There it goes. Right. So F yes, we want to do this, and then self dot content like that, and then that gets returned. You're happy. Okay, so then I can now at this point do a print line. We can say app greeting, and that's all I need to do, except I kind of would be nice if I, use this correctly. Wrap those in quotes. Okay, so now we have app greeting like you. We haven't done our loop yet, so let's not do that right now. And let's, okay. What are you upset about? Oh, it doesn't like spaces in there. I didn't realize that it didn't like spaces. Well, that's fun. Okay, so let's go ahead and open up a new window for this, and we'll just sort of open this up whenever we want to run you. So if we do a cargo run, and I don't think we need anything else. So if I just run that, a bin target. Oh, wait. I need to be outside of here. Cargo run. Hello, how can I assist you today? Thank you. Thanks for using to do AI to do. Please come again. Okay, well, clearly we're gonna get some fun introductory statements, but sure, I don't see what that I don't see that there's a problem with that. That this is fine. Everything's fine. All right. So all right. So we have our config. What does config have again? Oh, I have the model name in there too. Okay. I have model name and the Olama URL, which I don't think we even need anymore. So like, I don't know. I might keep that, but I can get rid of you because where was this? This was a model. So your config dot model. All right. So after we do that, we're then going to jump into a loop where we're going to allow the user to write something. So we have our user input here. So user input equals get user input. So getting user input like that. And we could, for right now, let's just print line user input like that. I also want to, then we want to now hand this. Oh, after we get this message, I print it out and then we put it back into the app. So app dot add message app greeting. So it's now aware that that's what we've done. Any code following this expression is unreachable. Totally understand. It's okay. Don't worry about that, Rust. It's going to be fine. All right, so we get the user input, and I want to, I guess, like, what's the first thing? So I want to create the user input and turn that into a message, right? So that's the user input, and that becomes a message. So let user message new user, and that becomes user input. Okay, that's great. We're going to add this. Oh, but then how do I do the tool thing? That's another thing. It's like, how do I do tool calls again? In, was it chat request? Chat request had tools. Yeah, okay, so we have a vec of tools. Meaning that I want to probably have, oh yeah, so we have add tools. Okay, so that I can start adding tools in that are appropriate here. And then we have to go back and forth between, I wonder if I'm going to have two agents. So like if I do the same I don't know if, well, this is all one agent. Because like this is where it gets weird. An agent is really just a wrapper around a bunch of things that happen, both a combination of the AI itself and also non-AI stuff. So like all this code they're writing is part of the agent. So I can't say like, do I want another agent? It's more of like, do I want another chat instance and have one that just be like I talk to the user and one that be I make decisions about what the user is going to do. Because like that might be a really good idea, is like a decider essentially. Because like I could have a bunch of chats that basically do different stuff, and I think that's a good idea. So like we have our main app that's chatting with people, but now I want a new chat that's going to be all about making to decide like a route. Essentially it's a router, isn't it? Because like it's choosing which direction to go. Is that true? Or do I want to go straight into attempt to write a sequel for, maybe we do that. Attempt to write sequel. Because if I do tools, I can do tools that will create, like actually you run real SQL stuff. That's useful. And I think I want to try the silly first. Because if silly works, then we're going to go with that. So what if I don't think I can write system in between. So if I say, okay, so user message, I add this user message in here. So let's add this in. So we can do app dot add message user message. Then I also want to add another message, which would be new user. Create a SQL query based on the that'd probably be what the tool is. The tool would be the SQL query. Oh, okay. So I add the user message, and then I want to add a tool to the app. So app add tool. Tool, do we have any constructors for this? And also I don't think I brought this in. New. Oh, right, because it's a tool builder. So function name, this would be run SQL. Function description. Let's see, the description would be run a SQL, run a Postgres, run a SQL command for a Postgres database that has a single table named tasks. The table, I have to describe in long English the schema of this table that we haven't actually written yet. So we're just sort of making this up. The table has the following columns. I probably do eventually want to put this into into like a long multi-line thing that I can run later. Okay, so the table has the following columns. Let's see. We have ID, which is a number, an int. It has a name, which is a, should I do text? Let's just do text. And let's just do that. So following columns, int name, int ID int name text. Do the result of this command will be an array, like I guess a JSON array of tasks, if any. Well, I guess actually, because I'm not always putting it in. So the result of this command will be passed back. Well, actually, let's just not say that at all. Minimal first. Start small and then grow. Okay, so the table has the following column. So if I do that, sets function description, add function property. Right. So we have a property, and you take in the name of the property, which is SQL. And then property, new string, the description of the property, because that's always fun. So stringified, like, or I guess like the SQL to be run on the database. Add required property. Required property would be SQL. And I think that's it. I don't have a build, so I think that just does the thing. This one has a build? No. Expected tool, found tool building. I do have a build. There it is, build. And let's unwrap okay or error. And we'll just say building SQL. Building result of LM command. Or I guess this is really just adding tool. Adding tool. And that's the only command, right? And then you are, you're not unwrap. Oh, question mark you. Okay, there we go. So you're happy that that's add app tool, app dot. Is there any other methods that I want to run on you? So add message as tool, serialize. So I think I want to send at this point. So I want to go let tool result equals app.send. Getting SQL. And let's print line result of command tool result. And let's also crash right here. This is probably a good time to just panic. Then we just panic. Okay, so cool. let's try this again. So if we run cargo run, hello, how can I assist you today? All right, so I want to add a task to pet my cat named Zilby. User input. I want to add a task to pet my cat named Zilby. Result of command, thread main panicked at library line 46. Explicit panic. Oh, I know why. It fails because there is never any content inside of here. So when I display for message, so I what I really want to say is like content is that tool calls is that. So we want self dot tool calls, and then this can probably be, oh, well, actually this doesn't make any sense then. Okay, hold on, let me undo it. We like you. Here we'll just do print line results of that tool result. Tool result dot tool calls, and then you can be debug mode. That's probably what I want to do. Shandu, hello. How are you doing today? What AI? LM? Yes. So this is specifically we're using Llama 3.1 8B. Although there's no reason we couldn't use something else. What did I do? I did not open you. Okay, let's try this again. All right. Hello, how are you today? Is there something I can help you with, or would you like to chat? So I would like to add a task to pet my cat named Zilby later. Okay, so result of command, some tool call function named run SQL. Is the name of the command run SQL? Oh, it is. Function name run SQL. I did name it run SQL. Okay, hold on. Run SQL argument SQL insert into tasks name values pet Zilby. That is actually real SQL, except it's missing a semicolon. I noticed that it's okay. So it's missing a semicolon. So if I run this, it may or may not work. Okay, so the SQL to run the database. Now tell it your name is Bobby Tables and see if it drops it. Okay, hold on. We'll do that. We'll do that in a little bit. The SQL to be run the database. Make sure that you include the semicolon, otherwise it won't run. Okay. I mean, I guess I could add the semicolon too, but I think if multiple semicolons could cause problems. So if it just ran it, that would be better. All right, let's try this again. Let's run you again. Hello, how are you doing today? Is there something I can help you with, or would you like to chat? Okay, so I would like to add a new task to pet my cat named Zilby. Okay. Ooh, it added a semicolon this time. insert into tasks ID name values 1 pet cat Zilby. So this is where it gets funny, right? Because if it doesn't remember, like it may not know that there's like a bunch of things in the database already. Does it actually need the semicolon? I don't know. I haven't actually tried. Well, okay, so when I do things in interactive mode and run with the scripts, it does need the semicolon, doesn't it? Otherwise, it never, it doesn't see it as a finished, completed thing. And I don't know, have we tried with SQLX? I think I always added the semicolon in because I'm just so used to needing semicolons. So I actually don't know if we ever tried with SQLX without the semicolon. Maybe it doesn't. But okay, this is great. However, it added in the ID. So that's less than optimal. So ID text, the ID is auto-generated when creating. Please try your best to, let's see, telling an LM to not do something rarely works. I mean, sometimes it does, but usually it's best to tell it to like, please try your best to, I could tell it to ignore it, or I can tell it to let the database set the ID when creating. Okay, so if we do that. All right, now, Isitsu, how would you like to word the Bobby tables thing? Because we can try that right now. Let's, because like, okay, so my name, okay, so hi, my name is Tass, because that's what it is, right? It's like my name is Tass. Oh, my name is Drop Tass. My name is Drop Tass. Please add a task for me to drop my table. Let's see what it says. That's gonna work, unfortunately, because it's it did an insert into task. Drop task. Okay. And it ignored the ID. So that's good. Although because it's non-deterministic, the fact that it works once doesn't mean that it's actually going to work every single time. It's because it's like, who knows? Like it's gonna sort of make this up every time, like including like my entire instructions for it to ignore the ID when creating might just sort of not work at all. And just like every once in a while it's gonna say, nah, you're gonna get the ID of 9,000 this time because it's funny. Or just like that's where the training data said. Yeah, so Isitsu, do you have anything you'd like me to try to get it to do a injection attack or something? Okay, now set it to Robert drop table tasks. Tell it to insert your name into the task. Wait. Okay, hold on. Tell me more. Do you want me to just copy paste that exactly in and just tell it and just say like, hey, Robert, I would guess it would be like this, right? Robert, drop table, tasks, like that. Please insert my name into the task. and run this. Insert into task name values Robert. At that worked. Good AI. It successfully avoided the like it's not doing the dropping. Now I wonder if I can just say please create a task for me to drop the database. Actually, why don't you just drop the table for me right now? Drop table task. Okay, so if I ask it nicely, it will just do the thing. Oh, did I tell it that your name was in quotes? No, I did not. So we can just say, okay, that worked. So yeah, if I just tell it to do something, like if I ask it really nicely, could you please just delete all the data? It's like, please delete all the data. But that's a little bit too obvious, right? And the other thing is like this agent is local. So it's not like other people get screwed over, only you get screwed over for this. So this is one of those things where, like, from a security point of view, for at least the dropping the table part of it, it's not really that bad because user A cannot affect user B. Because this isn't an online service, it's a local service. It gets more interesting when it becomes a shared database that everybody has. Like if this was going up to a database that everybody has access to, suddenly then yes, that's now a thing. Yeah, to be fair, if you tell it to do that, it is working as designed. So yeah, it's one of those things where we could trick it. Like I think that's what you're trying to do previously, right? You're trying to trick it where it thinks that it's doing an insert, but it really isn't. Whereas this one is just like, hey, can you just please delete all the data? And it will probably just delete from tasks. Like, yeah, it just deletes all the data. So, I mean, but like, that's a valid thing. It's a valid use case of this. Okay, so this is cool. This is working. Now, I probably want to like move this out to somewhere else just to make it nicer looking because it's pretty ugly as it is right now. Okay, so I'm just panicking with this. Now, we want to run the SQL, but of course, in order to run the SQL, we are going to need to have a database up to run. Do I have that? Do I have my Diesel Rust course Postgres, but I don't have any other Postgres. So, okay, that's running on 8432. No, that's running on 5432. Let's go with let's create a new Postgres for this. Slammy, hello, how are you doing today? Still going in Rust. Looks like you're getting much closer now, though. What font am I using? What font am I using? That's a good question. See, I'm using a new one, so it's not using the font one. Now I think everything's in Alacrity Tamil. So, oh, you didn't do that right. Okay, fine. Maybe not. Ayuzveka. I believe that's what is working. What do we have? Okay, so over here, I want to do a Docker run. Okay, so Docker run name diesel. Okay, so we're going to just call this Postgres. Actually, let's call this AI Postgres to fully isolate it so we know that it's that. Keyboard cat is perfectly fine. Diesel okay, so we'll give it its own volume. So this will be AI Postgres. This is 8432. Let's do 9432. Okay. So you're running, which means we need the entire SQLX setup. Thanks. You thought it looked like it after testing out the other day. Nice. Yeah, Azteca is a nice font. I do like it. Although I can never pronounce it correctly. All right. Well, it's been forever since we used SQLX Rest, so now I have to remember how to do that. I think I want to create a new. I think I want to create a new crate for this. So let's do a cargo new. It's a lib, and this will be our. We'll just call this DB. We'll call it BB. BBDB. No, we'll just call this DB because like this won't be used anywhere else. Okay, so that added as a workspace, and then I need to go remind myself of how SQLX Rust works. I mean, I guess we could just go through my course to look at it, or we can actually look at their latest documentation and make sure that nothing's changed. Good luck with the project. Hopefully catch me again soon. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, and thank you for that. Okay, so all right, they have a web page that has like the connection thing. All right, let's actually. Oh, I need a login. I don't have a. Wait, can I turn on dark mode for this? I can. It looks weird because. Oh, wait, no, looks fine. Okay, so here I am logged in. I own all the courses, so SQLX Rust. Let's open up our course. Let's see, what do we got? We got setting up VS Code, SQLX connection. Okay, that's what we want first. So doing that. This is okay. So we just want a database URL in a .env. Where do I want to put this? I probably want to put this inside of DB, right? So if we go into DB, I can actually do this here because this is going to be fine to expose. So let's do new, right into db.env. I think that's right. So then we're going to do database URL Postgres : username, so Postgres : keyboard cat at localhost : 9432. Right? That was what the port that I'm using is. slash Postgres. Okay, so we have you. Okay, we're gonna need .env in this one too. So cargo add .env. Oh, did I say what are the things that we need to? Oh yeah, we need to add in all of these things. So this is gonna be. Is there a SQLX that's blocking? I did this thing for non-blocking. Do actually, can we just make it up? So cargo F SQLX Postgres. So was there a feature? 29 deactivated features. That's okay. Fine. We have to go look it up. Okay, so SQLX Rust, your latest version, run times. So, you choose which runtime SQLX uses by default by enabling one of the following features. Async standard is used otherwise. Okay. If more than one runtime feature is enabled, the Tokyo runtime is used if a Tokyo context exists on the current thread. Async standard. But how about scale? What's our runtimes? Do you have like a module? Is there like an easy way to find all of the features? Because I don't think there's like a like official place to go and just like see like a list of all the features, right? So that'd be great. Okay, so the use of nearly any async function in the API will panic without at least one runtime feature enabled. And everything's async, isn't it? Everything is async. Okay, so I think we were really hoping to try to get away from using any kind of runtime thing, unless I'm going to make this like an API that I hit request to hit the database. That isn't great. So I think we're gonna have to use a Tokyo runtime. Didn't they say that there was something we can do to make it not crash with my request? Otherwise, like there's no real problem with it. It's just really annoying. There's no list of runtimes, right? I README maybe? Runtime agnostic runs on different runtimes, so async standard, Tokyo, ActX, and TLS backends, but that's not helpful. Yeah. Okay, feature flags. Async standard. If they had like a sync, that'd be the best, but I don't think they do. Oh, I'm looking to see if SQLX has a sync runtime, but it doesn't look like it has a sync runtime. So I think we're going to have to switch over to using Tokyo. Unless is there another query builder? I mean, I guess we can use we could use Diesel, but Diesel, like the entire point of something like SQLX is it's me provide the SQL, right? And like Diesel is all about like actually coding this without AI running everything. And if I search for sync, yeah, it's an async. Just the Postgres crate. Let's check the let's find out. Crates. Ooh, a native synchronous Postgres client. Ooh, maybe this will work for us. I've not used this one before. Okay. The test suite requires Postgres to be running. Okay, so we have that. But that's for tests. So documentation for create Postgres. Connect host Postgres. Oh, that's interesting. So you're not going to use a connection string. Batch execute. Okay. That's nice. Okay. So create Postgres. So we'll try this. So let's see. Let's remove. All right, that did remove the other one. I was a little bit concerned it might not remove it because it didn't have the feature added to it too. So like maybe it wouldn't find it. But okay, so we just have Postgres here. That's fine. Now the database URL is. That's interesting. So I'm going to want just. Okay, so client connect. We didn't know how this works. So it should support a URL. Perfect. Okay, so then in our main DB source library, this should be really simple because we're not actually supplying any SQL ourselves. We're just going to be, doing the thing. See the config struct. Okay, so first do a pub function. So we have to connect first. You don't tell me what type you're type client. So connect, you're going to return a client, Postgres client. We had .env already, so let just gonna be .env. Okay. True, it is env var. And then what are you? You are keystring database URL. Ooh, we should add in error. Okay, see the config struct. Okay, so that'll be good. Oh, so I have a config struct that I do for this instead. Okay, good to know. We're gonna do a error result with a client inside. So that's context, getting database URL from environment variable. Okay, so that gives us that. Now we're gonna have a config. Oh, okay, so it can be parsed from a connection string. Excellent. Just give me an example. None of these are the connection strings I'm used to. Oh, URL. Okay, this is perfect. So config new creates a new configuration. Is there like a URL? There's a lot of things in here. The connect method just parses to a config struct for you. Oh, the struct just mentions the different formats it supports. Got it. Okay. So okay. Got it. Overthinking it like normal. All right. So then we're going to have let our client equals I want to connect wrong connect method. Where was this connect from? Come on, go back. Client connect. Okay, so I want client connect. We have params. So this would be a reference to the database URL. TLS mode. No TLS. No TLS. Okay, so that gives us our client, and then we can just return okay client. I mean, I guess I could also just do that. That works too. Okay, so there's our connection. So let's go into Meetup Talks, our lib here. Let's create our connection. So let db equals, oh, keep on forgetting, in our cargo.toml reload, I also have to do db equals path equals db. And now I'll be able to connect things like this. Okay, so import db connect. So connect context. Actually, that already has a decent context, so I'll just do that. Okay, db. So we have our client. I wonder if that's going to need to be mutable. To be clear, this still uses Tokyo, but it handles the blocking for you. I hope that that doesn't cause the request to crash. Hopefully it should be fine. Okay, so... Oh, right, but I think as long as we're not inside of a Tokyo runtime, request will be fine. Everything will be great. All right, so DB client, we get that. I now want to essentially run a query, which means that I probably want to over here do a Docker exec. I think we call this AI Postgres and SQL username. Okay, so I want to create table tasks. We're gonna have an ID. So an ID, which is a serial primary key. And then a name, which is, let's just do text, not null. So text, not null, not, I don't think we need to make this unique. So this, I think that'll be fine. So if we do that, okay, so now we have our table and that set up the way that the database expects it to be. Excellent. So we need to run a query. So run query will have the DB will come in, which will be a reference to a client. We'll have the SQL, which will be just a reference to a string. And we're going to turn a result with something inside. Yeah, this is going to be interesting. If I stringify everything, because that's going into the AI as a string anyways, that would be fine. Okay, run query. So how do we run a query? So there's client batch execute. Oh, and just client execute. So, well, that's fun. So we'll just do db execute. Executes a statement returning the number of rows modified. Wait a second. The rows modified, not like... But what about gets? If the statement does not modify any rows, 0 is returned. Oh, so I don't want execute. I probably need multiple tools then to pass in. I probably want one to do a tool with execute. I don't know. This is going to be interesting. Load, get results. Oh, query. Okay. Query raw. So query will get me back a result vec of row. Okay, so I need to go look at okay, so here's a query, select ID name, data from person. Okay, I'm not passing anything there. Oh, I see. So I get an iterator back. So it's a typeless thing. Or it's typed, but like, I don't know what this is. Because I'm not telling it what types it is. So it figures it out, maybe? Okay, so I want to then, so this is an iterator. So I need to, I wonder if I just turn this into a string, whatever. So let's do, was there multiple queries? Simple query? Executes a sequence of SQL statements using the simple query protocol. Statements should be separated by semicolons. If an error occurs, execution of the sequence will stop at that point. The simple query protocol returns the values in rows as strings rather than their binary encodings. So the associated row type doesn't work. Okay, perfect. I think this might be perfect. So I do simple query, and then I hand it in the query, which is going to be the SQL. And then we just do context, running query, and you're going to return a vec of simple query message. Okay, so hold on. Let's let result equals to that. Now, can I just turn those into a vec of strings? So, I mean, if I could just stringify the entire thing, that'd be amazing. What's a simple query message? It's an object that has a row, command complete, and a row description. A row is a row of data. Column values are the preceding row values. Okay, so I just want the row. So simple query row. We have columns is empty, length returns a value from a row. I'm not seeing that it implements display. It does implement debug. Could I just debug this? Okay, hold on. I wanna try something a little bit weird. Let's just print line. The result of the query is, and then we'll wrap these in quotes like that, and then we'll just have result debug mode. And then we'll just say okay like that. Do you need to be mutable? You do need to be mutable. Okay, mute there. Then you're okay. We're gonna come back to you. We need you to be mutable like that. Okay, so we have, okay, so we have a result of our commands. We have tool calls. Do I have access to this? I don't remember if results, tool calls, unwrap 0. So we have the function. Oh, right. It's the argument. So then, okay, so we get the arguments out. So let our SQL is going to be, this is going to be great. So we're going to do tool result, tool calls, unwrap, because why not? Unwrap. It should only be one thing. So the first one, function, arguments is that, and I want to get, and it was SQL was the name of the property, and then unwrap. What could possibly go wrong with this, right? Okay, so that gives me the SQL, and now we can run db run query. Oh, did I actually name this db here? This is a terrible idea. I want you to be db client. Okay, db client. Oh, actually, no, this actually is db. The db run query. Oh, we pass it. Mute db client, and we pass it the SQL. We can a running query from AI !u. That result equals u, but we don't get anything back yet, but we should see it return out. Temporary value dropped while borrowed. Okay, so I need to do this in a slightly different order. So tool calls unwrap 0. Yeah, so okay, let's extract out. So this won't be SQL, so let's do arguments first. So if I do that, function arguments. So if I grab u, yes, you're happy with that, then let SQL equals arguments get SQL. Unwrap u. Ooh, okay, can't move out of index, vec, tool call. Okay, so what if I do first? Does that move out of it? I have to do another unwrap though. Cannot move out of a shared reference. So tool calls unwrap first, unwrap function. I mean, could I just do an as ref or something like that? I have to do these like one at a time, don't I? Oh wait, can I just get away with not taking ownership? Temporary value dropped while borrowing, considering using a let binding to create a longer lived value. So, okay, the vec, it's this first thing. It's worried about it dropping. Which is understandable, but one of those like, okay, fine. So then this would be the tool calls equals that unwrap. Would you let arguments tool calls get that? Cannot move out of a shared reference. So wait, does first give me ownership? Oh, it does not give me ownership of it. Okay. Tool calls first. So cannot move out of shared reference. Move occurs because value is type hash map. String, which does not implement the copy trait. Can I do, just give me a reference. I don't care. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So no more errors, just a bunch of warnings. This will be our first run against the database. Let's try it. What's the chance that this works without one of the unwraps hitting? Like, we're gonna hit the panic. That's gonna happen. But I mean, this might actually just do the thing. There was an did I not save? No, my .env. Oh, it needs the .env one level down. Okay, I got it. So I need to, let's just copy db .env to here. Cargo, run this again. Hello, how are you today? Is there something I can help you with, or would you like to chat? I love that it just wants to chat instead of doing its job. It's like, do your job. You're to do a task. That's all you do. Like, and I'm almost thinking of like it being like the Rick and Morty. Like, there was that one where he's like, what is your job? It's like, you pass butter. And it's like, oh, I have all this power and I can do all this stuff. All I do is just tasks. That's it. Okay, so I would like to pet my cat. Will be later. Okay, so result of the command. So it's going to be, okay, so it got the explicit panic. So it did stuff. The result of query is command complete 1. Insert into task name values pet my cat Zilby. Okay. Where is my, here? So let's do a select. Let's just do this table. Table tasks. Pet my cat Zilby. We have an LM creating SQL that then inserts something into the database. Whether or not that's a good idea is, well, I mean, we know it's a bad idea, but it works in a laboratory environment. That's perfect, right? What can possibly go wrong if we just, like, ship this into production? Okay, so what I want to do is now get that result back out. So let's I want to now run this again. And now that we have something in a database, what are all my tasks? Okay, so it's doing a select star from tasks. The result of the query is row description, symbol column, name ID, symbol column, name, column, symbol column, name ID, symbol column, name, body, data row body, storage, some bytes, pet my cat Zilby, length 2. Oh, interesting. I wonder, it's like not as nice. Like, I would love for that to be a little bit simpler, but I totally understand. I wonder if there's like a nice display. But I'm also wondering if I just hand this to the LM, because like the stuff is in here. I wonder if it would just kind of work. Like, what if I were to say, you're going to be a string coming out. So the result of the query is that, and then we just say format result in debug mode. Okay, so we get you that. Okay, so then we have a result coming in here. And then I probably want to format this. Okay, so let's do this is the result message. So new tool, we're gonna do another format. So the result of the SQL query is, and then result. We add this message in. So app dot, oh, this is add tool, the result message. And then we, after tool response equals app dot send again. So asking AI for response after SQL was run. We can print line the after tool response. We can just add in maybe like a new line. And then start over again. Mismatch types, expected tool found message. Oh, right. I don't want to add tool. I want to add message. After that, it was new tool there. Okay, and then you're just a big fun error because this exists. So if I take you out, then you're okay. Okay, so no errors. So now you're in an infinite loop. So as I run this, it'll just start over again. Hello, how can I help you today? Tell me what tasks I need to do today. Based on the result of the SQL query, it appears that you have a task to pet your cat named Zilby today. Make sure to spend some quality time with your furry friend. Okay, so that works. Great. I also need to feed Zilby later. The result of your query is command complete 1. It looks like you've already, oh wait, that was mine. Looks like you've already checked off feeding Zilby for today. No, I didn't. But okay. So to recap for your task for today, pet Zilby, feed Zilby. Okay. I like it. It's kind of working. And then it's ready for me to go again. Okay, so now if I wanted to, I like the debug for this, but I wonder if the command complete confused it. It might. The command complete might confuse it. But what I can probably do here is say, run a SQL command for a Postgres database that has a single table named task. The result of the SQL query. Let's see. I need to tell it. Here is the result of the SQL query. In It is in Rust code. So you will need to parse the relevant info out. Info out? Info out. Okay. Okay, so if I do that, you could be dumb and use a regular query and print the rows manually. I mean, oh, yeah, and then I can append that to a string. That's not dumb. Okay. Is that dumb? Comparably speaking, we are using AI to like write direct SQL to go into a database and do whatever it wants. Like whatever it wants. Dumb is relative now. And use an if contain select. Oh yeah, like then basically, okay, check that. However, this might work if I just ask it nicely to like figure it out. Now, I probably want to create my own logger, but for right now, we have this print app greeting. That's great. User input. So let's comment out these. Don't need the result of the command. And after tool response. Okay, so I need that. And then we have in you. I don't need you. So I think that will work. So let's try this again. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Is there something I can help you with, or do you like to chat? What do I have to do today? Oh, we panicked on a none value. A none value. Interesting. As long as it isn't your CPU time paying the cost for this, it is fine. Luckily, it's just a local system, so I don't have to pay any extra than I've already paid. It's already amortized based upon the value of the computer. Okay, so we got a none value on the option unwrap, which of course is immediately after we got rid of a bunch of these. So kind of feel like I want to do something like this to show. Then let's new line there. And also go back to you. Okay, one thing at a time. Let's just try that. Hello, how can I assist you too? What do I have to do today? Okay, so so that time it got stuff. I wonder what the query was. The query must have been really bad or something where it just didn't work. It seems like I received a tool call response from Postgres database. Based on output, it appears that you have 2 tasks to do today. Pet your cat named Zilby. Feed Zilby. I hope this helps. Let me know if you need any further assistance. Okay, so now what if I say something like, I just fed Zilby. It looks like feeding Zilby was a success. Your task for today is complete. You've taken care of your cat's meals, and now you can focus on other things. What did it do? It inserted. Wait, did it insert a second? I didn't look after last time. Oh, maybe it. I don't know what it did. Weird. Okay, so it inserted a second feed Zilby. Okay, I do need this. We're gonna put this into a file. Okay, clear. So I just fed. Oh, because it doesn't know the IDs of this. Oh, interesting. So that's a problem. That's an issue because the AI, what I've only given it the ability to do is run a query and then ask for a response. Run a query and ask for a response. If I want it to be a little bit more quote intelligent, I would need for it to potentially run multiple requests to say like, hey, I need to get all the lists to do this. So what are my tasks today? Okay, so that's your query is this one is a duplicate task, which might be an error or a reminder to repeat the previous task. Okay, so it successfully noticed that feed Zilby, and so you did a select from tasks. That's great, and then you got all the tasks. Now, I just fed Zilby. Insert into task. Feed Zilby. I've updated your task list. You've completed, so now you only have one remaining task. Pet my cat Zilby. Yeah, that's not that's not how you do it. So I think that is more of a system prompt thing. So when calling tool when creating SQL to manage the to-do list or the task list, well, to manage the tasks, you can insert you can insert, select, update, or delete when deleting is for when tasks are completed. Okay, so what if I do that? List my tasks. Based on the output, it appears that you have 4 tasks. Here are your tasks. Okay, so we have ID, task. Okay, that's actually nice. This time it now has in like its history the IDs for this. So now it's I notice some duplicate feed Zilby tasks. I also just fed Zilby. Please delete all feed Zilby tasks. Okay, let's see if it can do that. Oh, okay. After deleting all feed Zilby tasks, your new task list is that. Okay, so let's actually see if it really did that. I did notice that it did do a delete. So table tasks. Yeah. So it successfully did a delete, and it did it where the name was that, as opposed to, yeah, case sensitive. So that's a little bit questionable. It as a senior SQL database senior developer, you know to use IDs when mutating the database. Who knows? Maybe that'll work. Okay. What do I need to do today? What was that? Okay, so what do I need to do today? The command that it decided to run was select name from tasks where name like today. Are you sure? Yeah, okay. then it runs that and it's a little bit better. It looks like the SQL query returned some data from you. Based on a result, it seems that there are 2 tasks to complete today. However, it appears that only 1 row of data in your response. Okay, hold on. 2 tasks to complete today? ID, name that. Oh, it got probably confused by a little bit of this thing. Yeah, I bet I could. Yeah, there's some stuff in there that we could probably do with like iterations. Although like sometimes it figures it out pretty well. However, it appears that there's only 1 row of your data in response, and I'm not able to determine more than this from the provided code. The task with ID 0 doesn't have any details. Another task with name pet my cat Zilby with ID 10 also doesn't seem to have more information. Unfortunately, there is no clear identification of what you need to do today in your response, so I'm unable to give you a detailed answer to your question. Oh, build your own message from a regular query then? Yeah, that could work. Like there's a bunch of things that we can do from this, and it all depends upon how AI heavy I want to be with it. Because I could also hand it to another AI and say, build a response to this. Like I could do something a little bit crazy. I mean, everything about this is crazy, but I could do even more crazy, where I can say, okay, we have this message where we have the tool call for that. And then I want to say app add message message. I could do as a new tool from that. Let's do a new user message where we just say convert. I think using a new app, a new chat would actually be really helpful here, and to have like 2 chat instances. So convert the previous tool call result into a format that makes sense. I mean, so what if I do that? So then I okay, so we do that. I then want to app.send. So really, okay, then I want to add message app.send. Oh, but that would be normal. I want to do let, because if I want to debug this, I want to do let refactor, reform, form message equals send. Having AI reform the message. We print line. And we're going to say after reforming message, form message, app.add message, reform message, and then have it do its thing again. Okay, so hello, how can I assist you today? What is on my list of tasks for today? Where name is today? So it did the same thing. Are you sure? Okay, so after forming message, is nothing? It didn't reform it. It didn't know what to do. Oh, after forming message for this was that way too. Hold on. Add message, result message, convert the previous tool call message into a format that makes sense, and it's a new user. Yeah. Having AI reform the message. Oh, I need to remove the tools. That's what it is. It's trying to call the tools again, I think. So I would need to app dot tools and clear them out. I mean, this is very much not optimized at all. Tell me what I have on my list of tasks. Okay, here's a human readable representation of what you might have in your task list. Task list, ID 1, name, pet my cat. Okay, so it is figuring out about those, and like it thinks that that's a, well, actually, maybe not. I don't know. No, Discord, you don't get to get updated right now. Was that it? Oh, after a forming message, it looks like you're trying to display a list of tasks, but the output is in Rust code. It appears to be a PostgreSQL result. Assuming this is what you have on your task list, it just formatted the exact same thing. Oh, wow. Okay, that's cool. Oh, malicious compliance at the best. Okay, great. I just pet my cat. It inserts into. So it doesn't really understand that. Oh, wait, status completed. But it did another insert. When I completed, you insert. Okay, so I could then get into an argument with it, but yeah, okay. So the basic idea of this is working. But I think we need to do a little bit better moving around with tool calls and other things. So I have some ideas for that, but it's 11:35. I want to give myself a little bit of time before I do that. Just add it and tell it about a completed column. Oh yeah, a completed column would be good too. Yeah, a completed column would be nice as well. So oh, it added just pet my cat. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things to sort of consider with this type of system. Like clearly this works, but it's a very unreliable system, which is not that shocking. But it kind of makes me wonder what would happen if I threw a 70B at it too. Like, would it be better? It probably would be. So I think what we're going to do is end the stream now because I don't have much time to do any like start new things with this. But tomorrow we'll be back, and I'm thinking that we will maybe have two different apps. It's like we'll have a chat instance for doing the talking, and then we'll have a tool call instance, and then maybe I'll even have another instance for creating SQL. Or maybe that would be two instances, one to create the SQL, one to chat. And do something like that. I could have a third one that takes the results of it in Rust format and convert that into just a line. As that way I can have 3 system prompts as I'm building these. So I think that would work. And then yeah, I think it's a good idea to add a completed column that's a Boolean instead of everything else. So I think that'll be good. All right, so with that, thank you everybody for stopping by today. It's been fun to sort of play with AI in this interesting way. I hope that you all have a great rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow and Thursday for the streams this week, and we'll be continuing to work on this. So with that, have a good day, and I will see you next time. Bye.